What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family bringing you guys a quick, shorter video. Just doing a live stream specifically on Travis Frederick and the news that we received today. Fiance is going to be going live later tonight with our regular nightly cast. But for this stream, real quick, guys, I'm going to be discussing the Travis Frederick situation, guys. So Travis Frederick did release a statement today clarifying his health issues, guys. And unfortunately, it does kind of confirm that there definitely was more going on than just neck stingers. First and foremost, our thoughts go out to Travis Frederick, his family. We wish him, number one, we want you healthy, man. We want you okay. You know, this goes beyond, this is more than football. This is, you know, this is his life. So, number one, Travis Frederick, I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're okay. But, guys, I'm going to read you guys the official statement. But just to confirm, Travis Frederick did confirm that he does have Guillain-Barré syndrome. Here's the statement that he said. Quote, "After a very extensive examination and discovery process over the last few weeks, I have been diagnosed with having Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is an autoimmune disease. In the last 48 hours, I have received 2 treatments that address my condition, and I am feeling much better from an overall strength perspective. I will continue these treatments over the next few days. I am very optimistic about my condition in the immediate future, as I have been told the illness was detected at a fairly early stage. My doctors have told me it is not possible to determine a timetable for a return to the field right now, but I am hopeful I'll be able to play as soon as possible. I am deeply grateful for all the people who have expressed concern for me throughout the past 4 weeks, and my teammates in the Cowboys organization have provided me and my family with tremendous support." So, guys, yeah, number one, thank you for everyone out there. Health is number one. You're right, Jacob. Again, it is extremely, extremely unfortunate that this happened, and thankfully, yes, we're going to touch on Joe Looney, some of his comments, but first I want to get into what exactly Guillain-Barré syndrome is. So first, like Travis Frederick said, it is an autoimmune disease. An autoimmune disease is basically when your body is attacking itself. And in this case, Travis Frederick's body is attacking his nerves. And the outer, so every nerve that we have in our body has like a covering over it that helps keep it protected and helps the signals travel from the nerves. And basically what Guillain-Barré does is your body attacks the nerve and chips away at that outer layer and causes all these various symptoms. So unfortunately, weakness, tingling in the extremities are usually some of the first symptoms. And it's just, again, the sensation can spread. It can paralyze your whole body. It is considered a medical emergency in its severe form. The exact cause of it isn't necessarily known, but there are some things that can trigger it, such as being sick. So a cold, the flu, there's certain bacteria that can trigger it, HIV, AIDS, other things can trigger it in the body and cause your body to have this reaction, basically. So again, it's, for example, Todd Archer, and I'm going to be talking about him. Todd Archer had this as a young man in 1987 and from side effects from mono. So he had mono, and because of the mono, his immune system was weakened, and his body started attacking his nerves, and he had Guillain-Barré syndrome. So I'm going to talk about his experience in a little bit, but in general, some of the symptoms Travis Frederick could have been experiencing: prickling, pins and needle sensation, weakness in the legs that spreads to the upper body, difficulty with eye or facial movement, unsteady walking, difficulty with bladder control, rapid heart rate, blood pressure, breathing problems. Again, from the information that we know, I'm assuming most of his pain did start in his neck, since that seems to be the nerve that was affected first. There's a few different types of Guillain-Barré syndrome, but since we don't have any more information, I'm not really going to get into that. But basically, they're just a little bit different. We don't know what kind specifically Travis Frederick has. But the one good thing, though, is that across the board, early treatment is key here. And it sounds like Travis Frederick's case was caught definitely on the earlier side of things. And the fact that he's a pro athlete and he's in such good shape definitely bodes well for him. So like I said, there's not any real cause for it, but the surprising risk factors are men are more likely to get it, and a young adult is more likely to get it, which Travis Frederick is 2 for 2. He is a young adult in his mid-20s, and he's obviously a young man. So Again, the most common triggers for this are an infection with a type of bacteria found in poultry, the flu virus, Epstein-Barr virus, Zika virus, Hep A, B, or C, HIV, surgery, occasionally a vaccination. Again, that can come from this are breathing difficulties, residual numbness, pain, nerve issues, heart and blood damage. Again, pain, lots and lots of pain. You know, as that outer layer of the nerve gets worn down, it can cause a lot of pain sensations, unfortunately. Blood clots, and of course, a major relapse. The more important thing is diagnosis and treatment. So we heard he's in the hospital and receiving treatment. Basically, guys, there is no cure. It's one of those things that basically after this first kind of episode passes, you know, it's kind of more of a maintaining type of thing, hopefully keeping him from getting to the point where he needs a more extreme treatment. But there's two main treatments, plasmapheresis, or a plasma exchange, where they basically filter out the plasma from his blood to remove his body of some of the antibodies that are attacking those nerve cells, or immunoglobulin therapy, which basically has that they inject him with healthy antibodies so his body, you know, doesn't attack itself. So we're not sure what treatment exactly it is that he's receiving, but the point is that both of these treatments do require hospital stays to administer, and they do take a while to start. Not dialysis, guys, so it's almost like a blood transfusion. So what they do is they would take out his blood, basically take out some of the plasma in it and put the regular blood cells back into his blood, so that basically it just takes away the cells that are attacking his own body. And then again, the immunoglobulin therapy is just basically injecting him with healthy cells so that his body doesn't attack his body. We're not sure what treatment he's receiving, but like I said, both of these treatments do require time in the hospital, usually oxygenation. It's a slow recovery, and that's kind of the thing, guys. So recovering at first, you know, you tend to get worse before you get better. You spend about 2 to 4 weeks, you know, kind of not doing too good and it sounds like he's around that 4-week mark. So again, weeks to months, and then here's the thing, recovery, again, it's a slow process. You know, it could be anywhere from a few weeks to a few months to all the way up to 3 years. And this is an autoimmune disease, guys. Like I said, Travis Frederick will get better than where he's at right now, but he's never, you know, this isn't ever going to go away for him. So it's definitely not a great situation, guys. So like I said, the side effects from this, lots of pain and nerve damage, weakness, tingling, blood clots, heart pressure issues, lots of other serious health things, but mainly nerve damage and muscle weakness. When they're receiving treatments, or if Guillain-Barré gets too severe, it can limit mobility a lot. Thankfully, the good news is that Travis Frederick, you know, hasn't progressed to that point. We've seen him moving, walking. He, you know, physically, you know, didn't get to that point. So again, I'm really thankful, you know, if football aside, forget that, for his quality of life. I'm just thankful that he, you know, doesn't seem to be on the more severe end of that spectrum, and that he was able to get treatment early, which is key to this. So I'm going to go ahead and read real quick, guys. Like I said earlier, Todd Archer, and I'm sorry, I am holding my phone here. So Todd Archer actually had Guillain-Barré. So here he said, in 1987, my senior year of high school, I was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré. It developed through a case of mono. Effectively, what happened is the antibodies fighting the mono turned on my body and ate my nerves. So again, that outer layer of the nerve that helps send the signals throughout the rest of your body, or tell your body, hey, there's pain or something's going on. You know, the antibodies were attacking that outer layer. So he lost strength in his upper body. He was unable to lift his arms over his head. He lost dexterity in his fingers. 30 plus years ago, the only thing to do was wait for the nerves to regenerate. After lots of physical therapy, he was able to regain strength and mobility. Thankfully, it never affected his lower legs, but he did spend a couple days in ICU when he failed a breathing test. The fact that Travis Frederick is a well-conditioned pro athlete will serve him well, especially if caught early, which again, that's the good news, guys. If you know, out of all of this, the number one thing is that things do look good for Travis Frederick. He's able to get treatment. There is treatment now. We do have a better understanding of how to treat this and at least manage it. So, all right, here, guys, give me a second. I'm just trying to make sure I have all the comments. So now, Of course, the big question is, what do we do with Travis Frederick? Right now, it doesn't make sense to place him on IR just yet. You could just have him inactive week to week. Again, or you could place him on IR. It seems like right now we just don't have enough answers and enough information from the Cowboys, which is why I'm looking forward to tomorrow's press conference with Jason Garrett. Hopefully they'll enlighten us a little bit more on what exactly the plan is for that. So again, recovery from this, guys. So after the first few symptoms, it tends to get worse for about 2 weeks, and the symptoms plateau at about 4 weeks. And recovery lasts, again, 6 to 12 months, but for some people, it could take as long as 3 years. So Travis Frederick himself said that he's hopeful that because they diagnosed it very early, he's hoping he can play as soon as possible, but multiple sources are saying he could miss multiple weeks as he continues to recover from this. And Joe Looney said last night, quote, "You don't replace a guy like Travis Frederick. He's a wonderful football player, but more, he's a wonderful guy. I'm just trying to come out here and work as hard as he did and keep this thing rolling." He also said, quote, "At the end of the day, we're all human. He's got kids and you want him to be healthy. I'm definitely checking up on him, making sure he's good." And that is the case, guys. Again, the Cowboys, his teammates, everyone has really rallied around Travis Frederick. It's been a huge outpouring of support for him. And as far as life-threatening, it can be life-threatening. It is extremely serious, guys. Autoimmune diseases are no joke. The body is attacking itself. And it's very hard to manage those types of symptoms and that type of thing. And realistically speaking, I'm going to level with you guys. I'm not sure what this means for the future of Travis Frederick's career. From what I've been, the reason is, I waited a little bit more to post this video and to come live is because I was doing some research on Guillain-Barré, and I really wanted to understand what does this mean for Travis Frederick. And honestly, guys, I'm not going to lie, it's not looking too good. It is not his heart, guys. So Guillain-Barré syndrome, I'm going to explain it again. But it is career-threatening, guys, just because even if he comes back and he recovers, a recurring symptom of this is nerve pain, is weakness, is tingling. It's things that, it's weakness in the muscles. So it's things that are going to directly affect his performance on the football field. And again, number one, guys, we just want him to be okay. The last thing we want is for him, to suffer a lack of quality of life or something. I mean, guys, he's a human first and foremost. So and obviously you guys out there agree. We're all on the same page here. It's definitely not a good thing for our Cowboy team, of course. So as far as when he'll be back, guys, remember there's no set timetable. Again, hopefully we'll find out more information from Jason Garrett. But the one thing I will say, they did say he received good news from his doctors, and even though all the good news is coming out, there's just no way to predict exactly how quickly we'll be able to have him back. Although Jerry Jones did say yesterday he does expect Zach Martin and Travis Frederick and Malik Collins back week 1. I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, just because there's no way for him to know exactly how Travis Frederick is going to, receive those treatments and accept those treatments and come back out there full force. From what I'm seeing, even after the treatment, it does take some time to regain that muscle usage, or that, or to be able to function properly. Again, guys, man, Frederick, number one, first and foremost, our hearts go out with you, wishing for a full, speedy, quick, safe recovery, guys. Fiance will be talking a lot more in depth about what this means for a Cowboy team. I just really wanted to get a little more information out there on Guillain-Barré syndrome specifically, how this relates to Travis Frederick, how his prognosis is looking so far, and what we might be able to expect. So to kind of wrap things up again, Guillain-Barré syndrome is an autoimmune disorder that's usually triggered by some kind of illness or bacteria, where the body starts attacking itself and it starts attacking its own nerves, and it causes a host of problems from, again, nerve issues, pain, muscle weakness, difficulty breathing, heart pressure problems, blood clots, and again, extremely severe to the point where, you could end up in the hospital needing breathing treatments and needing further care. So thankfully, if Guillain-Barré syndrome is treated early enough, the chances of a better recovery or speedier recovery are better. And it seems like Travis Frederick did catch it pretty early, so his prognosis is looking relatively good. But number one, guys, there's no way to predict exactly what's going to happen. So make sure to stay tuned. We will keep you guys. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. Lost you guys for a minute. But like I said, You know, number one, we just want Travis Frederick to be all right. Fiance will be coming out with more information, more details as far as discussing what this means for our Cowboys. As far as a timetable for Travis Frederick, guys, again, there is no timetable. It's just open. It's open right now. You know, they're saying it could be a few weeks, a few months, up to 3 years. We just don't know. The Cowboys could place him on IR. They could just keep him week to week. Again, we just don't know exactly how it's going to happen. But yeah, guys, make sure to stay tuned for a later night stream. Like I said, this Travis Frederick information stream came a little later just because I wanted to make sure I had more information and more insight on what we can expect. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. But number one is that it seems like for Travis Frederick and his long-term health, it's looking good in the sense of they caught it early, and it seems like he should be making a full recovery from his current symptoms, and hopefully will be able to manage this disease and stay healthy for years to come. So with that said, guys, make sure to hit the like button, sub it up if you're new, hit that notification bell. Make sure to stay tuned because, like I said, Fiance will be going live later tonight. Joe Looney will be taking over that starting spot. I read a few quotes from him. Fiance will be going over more of that. I like what I saw from Looney, but he's no Travis Frederick. So with that said, guys, thank you for joining us here. Hit like, sub it up if you're new, hit that notification bell, and never forget the number one thing, guys. Go Cowboys.